Okay, this is Joe Burnich with BigWestMarketing.com, and I have got Ray Notario on a Zoom call with me. How you doing, Ray?
Doing well, man. How's it going, Joe?
It's going well. It's chilly up here in Montana today, but it's going
I
well
bet.
overall. But yeah, so you and I have been working together for a while now, and I know
Mhm.
you're pretty big in the pressure washing world. I know you got a YouTube following, and you do a lot of work with like Facebook groups and stuff like that. But for anybody that doesn't know you, Ray, can you give a quick little spiel on what your business is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm big by any means, but I'm definitely a player in the game. My name's Ray. I'm with a company called Clean Home Power Washing out of Belmont, North Carolina. And I started my pressure washing business at the end of March of last year. And from that time to now, I've just been steadily just focused on the grind and just trying to build my business. And uh, I'm starting to finally hit a stride where I'm kind of realizing all the different moving parts that have to be in place in order to make this all come together. The lead generation, the awareness, the consideration, the conversion, and all those things like that. So I'm still in growth mode, and I'm just trying to, every day just do that one thing that's going to take my business to the next level. So that's kind of in a nutshell who I am and what I've got going on.
Nice. And I know that you give a lot of free advice to people out there as far as that are trying to get started or kind of struggling. Um, and you were telling me the other day, like all these different marketing channels that you're pursuing. Um, could you give us like maybe three marketing tips that you know works for the pressure washing industry?
Yeah. So the three tips, if I was going to give like my three best tips for marketing for pressure washing, it would be, I mean, I've got this stuff wrote down. The number one tip would be just to start, start the marketing process. That's number one. Undoubtedly, just start doing it, start marketing. But I can actually even give you a few, but go ahead and getting that online presence is key. Getting your name out there, making sure people are aware who you are, get on the social media platforms, the Google My Business pages, and start marketing, posting that content up, making sure that, you're getting your name, your nice logo put on people's computer screens and getting that digital aspect rolling and making sure that you set a calendar for days that you're going to put this content up, so you're staying in front of those people and really maximizing that organic reach. But aside from that, I'm really big on the print marketing side. So while all the digital stuff's going on, be doing some of the other things that you can physically do with some of the print marketing to kind of just, help that whole process out,
It
because
all
once
it all
they see
works
your
together,
flyer,
doesn't it?
it really does. It's a big spectrum. It's a giant rainbow that leads to that pot of gold. But in order to get there, you gotta have all the different colors, and in the print marketing, handing that business card out, working on the relationship building. It all goes together and it just unifies the whole process. So those are some tips that I would give.
What kind of print marketing do you find works well in your area at least?
For me, the bandit signs, putting out those yard signs, flyers. Some guys will use these little clip flyers, and I may have something with me here. No, I don't have it with me right here, but they'll have, say this is like a big flyer. They'll fold them in half and put a little binder clip on there, and put them underneath the doors of the customer's home, maybe the neighbors. Say you go and do a job and you got the 5 houses that can see the house that you were working on, put that postcard and wedge it underneath the door handle. That's worked really well for me. And then, you could go around and put these cards in the newspaper slot on the mailboxes. And what I've seen from that is like a 1%
Mm.
call generation. So out of 100, you can expect a phone call, and then, it's on you to close that deal. But that's
Yeah.
pretty good return. But other than that, the yard signs, you know, you can use door hangers. The flyers work good. Of course, the business card, passing that business card at every chance you get. Those are the print marketing avenues that I found successful.
And I like that, how you like get realistic about it. 1%, that's actually good. So if you're not cleaning,
Yeah.
if you're not working, one of the things you can be doing is printing out flyers and running around town
Yes.
and handing them out, putting them in, like you said, all the different places, and
Yeah.
it adds up. You know, if you can do 200 or 300 of those a day when you're not working, or have somebody do it for you, I mean, it's going to eventually pay off. It takes time. I remember I used to do that with my cleaning business. It was all, I did like 5 different little things every day, and after a couple months, it just started to snowball and pick up a little bit. Before the internet marketing stuff
Yeah.
kicked in, that's what you got to do. So I love that. And
Yeah,
that's the
for
cheap stuff.
sure.
It's a low cost, high time, and then once you get some internet stuff going, you can back off of that stuff a little bit if you want, or you can ramp that up too
Oh,
and do, you know. So, and I know you're going hard, especially this month with all your different marketing channels. But
oh yeah, for sure, man. It's the return on the investment is huge from those little things. And once you find that system on how to kind of start putting all those little different things into play, like something else I was doing, I haven't been doing it recently just because I've picked up in business and I haven't really had the time. But going and actually doing, you know, people say do 5 rounds. So say you go to a customer, you get a job, you go complete that job. Instead of just passing the card out, you know, maybe just give a little knock on the door and introduce yourself. And I found a lot of success in actually making that contact with the person and handing it to them directly. You know, I've landed several jobs on the spot that way. So that can be real helpful.
face-to-face 5 rounds, I like that.
Yeah.
That can be your signature technique there. I love it. Um,
Yeah.
and then I know that you and I work together getting your web design and your search engine optimization going. Um, and so you and I are partnering up a little bit, and you're going to be you know, helping us connect with some people that may or may not need the internet marketing or the Google side of things, the web design side of things. Um, what
Hmm.
would you say is a good, you know, some good advice as far as a website and SEO or search engine optimization? What kind of advice can you give there?
I mean, the advice is just to make sure you get a website ASAP. Uh, I really consider the fact that it kind of just happened with dumb luck. Something just told me I needed to do it, but I really give the credit to the fact that I started the SEO process early on and went ahead and put my first revenue that I built up into a website, because looking back, it's what really helped me get to the next level, or to get off the ground rather. And the whole thing is I didn't know, and I think a lot of guys are in this position. They just don't realize the power of a good user-friendly, mobile-friendly website and what it can do to drive traffic and generate leads and get that phone ringing. And it all works together with the SEO on the Google My Business listing, ranking that up. And the website is it's the key to get it ranked up. And I understand all this now. And I was so worried about the cost, you know, oh man, you know, I don't have the money for this, and it's a lot of money to invest in a website. But one of the really cool things that happened to me is, from a result of getting into the SEO and getting ranked up on my local Google listing quick, I got a phone call. I would say 4 months in, I think you guys got me ranked up from where I was non-existent. I wasn't even on the radar, to I was on the first page of Google. And I think at that time I was number 2 in the map pack. Currently I'm number 1 in the map pack, but at that time I was number 2. And I got a phone call from the Holiday Inn Express and landed an $8,000 job that me and one other guy completed in one day.
Wow.
So that just kind of puts it in perspective, like the power of the Google My Business ranking system paired in the website. Just it's the tank that drives that ranking up. So
Yeah.
it's
And it's,
huge.
yeah, and I like how we always like to make sure people know when you're playing that game, it is the long game. It's not going to be, you're not getting jobs tomorrow off this stuff. It definitely is a long game. So
Yeah.
those guys that are really serious about it and looking to really build something for the future, um, getting that website and getting the Google presence going is, earlier rather than later is definitely a smart move. So
Man, I'm like, I look at my lucky stars every night. And I'm just so grateful that I got that ball rolling early on, because now going into year 2, like I said, I started in March,
yeah,
and going into year 2 now at this point, I'm ranked number 1 in my city. I'm at the top of the map pack organically, and I'm generating all kinds of leads and jobs off of that.
yeah,
And that has nothing to do with the marketing efforts that I'm doing or the ads that I'm running on Google or on Facebook or other platforms.
yeah,
So it's just huge, and so many people I think don't understand, because all they're seeing is that little bit of money on the front end, and they're
yeah,
worried that maybe that investment might cause them to fail. But
yeah,
really, the lack of that investment is probably the biggest cause for businesses failing, because you got to get ranked up on the local listing.
yeah.
It's imperative.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, man, this has been some really good advice. I'm going to share this out on YouTube. And then on this page
Okay.
right here, I'm going to put a special phone number that's going to be kind of like the number that Ray uses. And if
Okay.
anybody has any questions about websites and ranking up on Google, any of that kind of stuff, call the number on this page, or there'll be a little place where you can schedule a call with our guy Jake, and then go from there. And then we'll know that you were a referral directly from Ray, because, like I said, we're partnering up on some stuff. Ray is just kicking butt over in his city, and I know he's helping people all across the country. So I think that's awesome what you're doing, Ray. And I can't wait to work with you in the future.
I appreciate it, man. I'm all about it. I'm a big believer in the philosophy that givers gain, and I like to help people. It's something that I've almost created as a hobby for myself. I just like to kind of help people and see them grow their business and see them be successful. And I know there's a lot of other services out there that offer SEO, web design, and they'll help you grow your business. But the reason I'm so big on Big West, because all the time that I spent talking to you, talking to Jake, Leah, Lauren has helped me substantially on getting the website just crafted to where it's very, very user friendly, and I've seen an increase on the conversion from all as a result of that. But I know you guys have a great culture at the office up there, and I want to promote that, because there's a lot of people out there that are paying guys that treat SEO and web design as like this top secret thing. And for anybody that happens to see this video, do a little bit of homework and look into some of Joe's videos on YouTube, and he'll explain all this stuff to you to where you can do it yourself. But the thing is you might find yourself in the position I was in. The investment of time that it takes to do all these things, you end up losing money and losing. It's better to spend that time doing what you do best, being out in the field, shaking hands, networking, marketing, and the operations of the business itself, and letting professionals actually work on the ranking, and you'll find a whole lot better outcome that way.
Yeah, nice. Well, yeah. So, like I said, I really appreciate you referring people to us. Anybody you send over, that we'll take care of them and do our best to get them where
Absolutely.
you are. So, like I said, Ray, thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Sounds good, Joe. Take care.
Okay.